Today's story is one that leaves you with more questions than answers. A case that shocks, saddens, and stirs deep emotions. Ruth Auta, a Nigerian nurse working in the UK, has just been sentenced to 3 years in prison. But what led to this tragic outcome, and what truly happened on that cold December day? Ruth Auta, a 20-year-old single mother, was building a life in United Kingdom, working tirelessly as a nurse at Royal Bolton Hospital. But on December 20, 2022, tragedy struck. A tragedy that will change her life forever. On that fateful day, Ruth made a decision that would later result in unthinkable consequences. She left her 10-week-old baby, Joshua Akerele, alone in her nurse's accommodation to complete an 8-hour shift. What happened next is every parent's nightmare. When Ruth returned home after her shift, she found Joshua lifeless in his cot. In panic, she dialed 999, reporting that her baby wasn't breathing. Despite desperate resuscitation efforts, baby Joshua was pronounced dead just an hour later. Joshua, just 10 weeks old, had been left in layers of clothing and bedding. Medical tests suggested that he had overheated while alone for hours, and his innocent life was tragically lost. But this wasn't just a case of neglect, it was also a story filled with deception. A month later, in May 2024, Ruth Auta appeared before Manchester Magistrate Court and pleaded guilty to child cruelty. Yet, just weeks later, she attempted to escape her fate, trying to board a one-way flight to Nigeria from Gatwick Airport. But the police were already one step ahead. What really unraveled Ruth's story was chilling. CCTV footage showed Ruth leaving and returning to accommodation that day. Without Joshua, she also sent incriminating text messages instructing her childminder to lie and say she had been caring for the baby. But the truth could no longer be hidden. In court, Ruth's lies and deceptions were laid bare. The childminder admitted she hadn't seen baby Joshua in days. The evidence was overwhelming. The Ruth's defense quickly crumbled. Ruth Auta failed to provide the care her baby needed and chose to leave him alone. As a nurse, she should have been aware of the dangers of leaving her child unattended. And it wasn't just a neglect, it was the attempts to evade justice that painted a haunting picture. Ruth Auta, the very person entrusted to save lives, has failed to protect her own child. On June 6, 2024, Ruth was apprehended before she could flee, and justice was served. She has now been sentenced to 3 years in prison. But while a sentence has been given, the deeper questions remain. Could this tragedy have been avoided? And what lessons do we learn from such a heartbreaking event? This story reminds us of the immense responsibilities parents carry and the devastating consequences when some things go wrong. Ruth's story will haunt her for the rest of her life. But for baby Joshua, no sentence will bring him back. It's easy to pass judgment, but today we ask ourselves, how do we, as society, support parents under immense pressure? What measures can we take to prevent tragedies like this happening? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you find this story impactful, please consider subscribing to this channel and turning on notifications to stay informed on more stories that matter. Thank you for watching.